Nick. All right, how's it going, my man? How you doing today? Can you hear me? Okay, let's see. I'm not hearing you. Um, let's see here. Might have to try my earbuds here really quick. So you can hear me. I'm just not hearing you apparently. Let's see.
And you hear me now, man?
Ah, there it is. I can hear you. I can hear you.
That's
Awesome.
my friend. It didn't work well, so I just put it out.
Awesome, awesome. No, this is so cool. Thank you first and foremost for taking the time today. This is so sick. Absolutely appreciate being able to check out Teratoma and being able to have this opportunity. So first off, thank you so much.
Thanks to you, man, for having me here and having me the opportunity to talk with you. I love to talk about horror shit, man. So it's gonna be a cool talk, man.
I appreciate it. So kind of starting with that, currently, your work in film, and you're doing shorts, and you've been involved in the festival circuit this year here. And from my understanding, Teratoma is not your first experience as far as working on film. But even before that, how do your earlier interest in film start coming about, and who is introducing you to some of the things that you loved earlier on, as far as film?
Uh, I was a really lucky child. My parents, I don't know if it's good or not, but my parents just let me watch everything that I want when I was really young. So I just walked to the video club and I just rent crazy movies. I remember to watch The Shining when I was like 10, 11 years old with my mom. My father just rent from me The Fly for Cronenberg when I was like 8 years old, something like that. So that was a little bit insane. So I love horror, man, since I was a child. I like tell stories since I was a young boy, and I don't know, man. I found horror really funny, a fun way, to tell stories. So I love horror since I was a little baby.
Oh man, I love that. And so did you have friends that also kind of evolved into this kind of general interest as far as film or even horror, or how did that end up developing further from did you ever start collecting movies, or how did that go?
Uh, like I told you, when I was really, I don't know, like 8, 10 years old, I just go a lot. I just live in the video club they have near to my village. And when I started college, when I was like 18, something like that, I just met some couple of guys. They really love horror movies. Actually, one of these guys is my producer. Is the guy when I have to shoot something. Is my producer. So we met in the college, and we start to watch crazy movies. We discover all the Cronenberg stuff, all the Stuart Gordon stuff, all that kind of movies, and we start to dig in on that. And it was like really fun for the year. So we didn't finish the degree, but we have a lot of fun.
Okay. And you mentioned that you're working in college and whatnot before doing anything on a bigger scale, like making a short or submitting something to a festival. Tell us about your first time as far as maybe with friends making a home video. How did that go, or did this come further into college before you started actually shooting things?
Yeah, it was like we really love the drama style, Lloyd Kaufman and all that kind of movies. So I think we like 2010, something like that. We start shooting things with these guys in college, and it was so much fun, and I learned a lot because I made everything bad. We made everything bad. We took all the bad decisions. We do really shitty short films that is now hiding in in my place. But we have so much fun, and I learned a lot, man. I learned how to prepare everything for the sequence, how to work with all different people, how to be focused on directing things, not being try to do everything. And we make it for fun. We have to drink beer, smoke a couple of joints, and shooting um, shooting stuff, man. And it was really fun. We make like like, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 shitty short films, but we learn a lot and we have a lot of fun.
It's always that beautiful thing too, out of like those earlier times of really not having anything, not having money, not having, access to different things, and having to use that spirit and that energy into making some things.
Yeah.
What comes to mind from these earlier pieces that you worked on? That was something that you really kind of surprised yourself, or the crew kind of were surprised at how something ended up turning out.
I think that it was the relationship that I built with this guy. This is now my producer. We started, to do things for fun, and we do with all different guys that I really love these people. But now we are only work together. It's me and this guy only. But we build a really nice relationship. We connect in every level. So if Teratoma is working well now, it's my fault, but it's his fault too, because for me it's the best thing that I achieved in this year. So he really understand my vision as a. I don't like to call me a filmmaker, but he understand my vision, my way to do things, and yeah, for me it's the best thing of this year, man. This guy is like my brother now, so it's super cool.
Okay. And as far as, does anything come to mind film wise, as far as possibly like shooting an effect, or maybe you guys pulled in a friend, a buddy who nobody knew that could act, and you tossed him in a scene. You're like, holy crap, this guy actually knows, or this lady actually knows what they're doing. Anything come to mind from that?
Yeah. It was actually the lead actor of Teratoma. He's not a real actor. He never studied nothing. He's one of my oldest friends. We are from, because I'm from a small village in the north of Spain. So this guy is really near to me. We met for all life, and I start to use him like an actor when we start to do these shitty short films. And I really like this guy. Man, this guy had something. He's a cool guy. He looks good in the shot. Maybe we can use this guy for more things. And now he's making like a really good career here. He do like 3 more short films now, and he's doing shit in theater. So he's working well, man.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. What, and so you mentioned, going to college, and you mentioned, kind of working on these initial things. Where did it come to, as far as now initially, or not I should say now initially, but where did it come to as far as getting involved in something with the festival, the circuits, and submitting something, and how did that come involved to you personally? What was that first project that you ended up submitting?
I was actually, when I was a teenager, I used to play music in a punk band. So we've been doing a lot of concerts and festivals and shit like that. So I always been involved in this kind of lifestyle. But we try to move like a short film that we made, like I think 2018. It was a really bad short film. We tried to one festival, didn't make it, so we quit. And when I have the opportunity to show Teratoma, I knew that it was my chance to start to being around the festival, just start to end in a couple of cool festivals, just maybe meet some people. It can build a career from that. And at the end, it's working really well. But at the beginning, it was like a nightmare, because the first 10 festival, they reject us. It was like, okay, man, this is not going to work. I lose all my money here. This is going to be completely, I'm going to be broke. This is not good. And after that, the first festival that we've been in was Morbido in Mexico. There's a massive festival. And after that, everything is just goes. And it was so. It was I feel so relieved, man. When I get the first selection, like, okay, maybe this works.
Okay. Now you mentioned it, like being in a punk band. I mean, what did you play musically?
I used to play the guitar and sing.
Okay. Okay. What
We,
were inspiration there? What were what were you imagining yourself early on as a young man playing as?
Well, when we was like I told you, I came from a small village, really really small village. Then when you don't have too much things to do, so I since I was really I don't know 5 6 years old, I discovered all these hard rock bands, AC/DC, the Airborne, all this kind of music, and I started to listen that. And when I was like 12, 13 years old, I started with the Sex Pistols and all that kind of stuff. I've been really into the pop punk, this like Green Day, Sum 41, all the kind of music. So I started to play with these guys, and we were like 15 when we started. We've been like 5 years, and we were really bad. we are not good, but we have a lot of fun, and we have the opportunity to travel around Spain. So for us, it was really cool because coming from a really small place, it was really fun. I have fun with these guys. We do some good kicks, a couple of massive. That was really scary, if I'm honest. When I be in the stage and see all these people, it was like, okay, if we if we do shit here, maybe these people kill us. But yeah, it was fun. It was, like 5 years now. I'm not playing music, but I hope in the future I can do it again, man.
Sure, and having that experience too, kind of going out and speaking to a crowd or to a group for a film. Now, I think that helps all the more with
Yeah.
being a singer in a band, and being in front of a crowd. And it kind of do you have any secrets or any tips that you have that help you for maybe some initial nerves before going out, or
Yeah.
pushing yourself? What kind of humbles you and centers you before going out and speaking or playing?
I don't know, man. It was like something like natural there. I just felt that I have inside. I like to talk. I talk a lot, so it's easy for me just to pick up the mic and talk with people and just do some shitty jokes and have fun. And at the beginning, I was a bit nervous, but 3 4 gigs, and it was like, okay, this is fun. We're gonna have fun. It's don't have to be nervous with and with the filmmaking. It's the same. I have to admit that I get more nervous when I have to shoot something than when we was playing in the band, because in the band I feel like yeah, because all the other guys we were like a big brotherhood. It's like, okay, this is my guys. We are all together here. We're going to do this together. And sometimes you can feel a little bit alone when you are directing something. And I'm a lucky guy. All the crew that I work is really talented people, really nice people. But sometimes when you have 15, 20, 30 yeah, yeah, people asking you something and you don't know what are you doing, because sometimes you don't know what are you doing. It's like, okay.
I could see the pressure. I mean, I guess I've never thought of that before. Where it's like if a song messes up or somebody messes up something, it's like at least there's other 3 or 4 other parts, and once it's done, it's done. As opposed to shooting something, and if you have a crew of even 10 people, that if you have to redo it, now you have to pull all these people back together and try to get the lighting and I can only imagine. Yeah. Does has there been anything where you've shot and you've gone back to looking into editing or looking into like posts and noticed that there was something where it was like, man, I just can't let this pass, and had to pull a big group together? Has anything come from that?
Well, it's I don't know, man, because every project it's different. In fact, Teratoma was everything really. We we work a lot of the timing of the short film. So when we go to editing or something like that, it was everything really going was planned. So it works well. I mean, in the other shitty films, sometimes we were shooting something. It's like, okay, we have to go back and rewrite this scene because this is not working. And in editing, is like, okay, we have to throw away all this short film because this is not gonna be useful. But sometimes things like that.
and I only ask, like that not as like a knock or something like, there wasn't like a preparation involved, but just, sometimes people kind of look at film and, they just off the bat think of, oh, well, this is something that, it's just a short process, and really getting to do these interviews, it gives me more of an insight of all the years that I've loved film and just how much actually goes into different things, and, how much the headache some things can be, even post with just doing things like trying to punch in a sound and having something lining up and pitching light and all that stuff. It's pretty wild, and it's awesome entertainment as far as, for being able to do these and being able to talk to people that are involved in that, just because being a fan, you think of one angle of it, and then all of a sudden being able to speak with people that work in it, it's like a little bit of a different beast.
Yeah. It's too much work, and you have too many people involved. I mean, Teratoma was a small crew. I think we have like 13 people, something like that. But you have
Yeah.
to take care to everybody is working there, man, because you have to treat them well, because they are working for you. They trust in your vision. They are working, their ass to make that possible. We shoot the short film in my place. It's a small living room. It was 2 crazy days. We've been a lot of practice before with the actors. I'm a lucky guy. Like, I say this a lot, but I'm a really lucky guy because I live with the 2 actors. So it was really it was a good thing to can
Awesome.
prepare everything, for all the movements in the sequence. But it's a lot of people working. You have to understand that maybe the guy who is doing, I don't know, the coffee have a bad day. You have to be nice with this guy. You have to be prepared to solve anything that can, because in a shooting day, you can fuck up everything really quickly, really quickly. Take care a lot, man, and you have to be prepared to see that the things that is not coming in the way that you have in your head, but maybe that's not bad because you trust the people. The guy that do the DP of my short film, Alberto, he's a really talented guy, so I trust them then a lot. So it's a good way to work, because I can trust these guys. If I don't have something clear in my mind, maybe this guy can solve them for me, and it's like, something like that. So you have to give them confidence, and yeah, make them feel involved in the process and in the final product. They have to be proud of the short film, and yeah, you have to build like a strange family, something like that.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the way that things work, man.
Yeah, yeah, and I found too. I mean, as far as for anybody who's newer filmmakers or smaller, just kind of starting with things, and you're working with a team, having that confidence and having, that surety in somebody else's decision of saying, I don't think this is going to be right. Maybe let's try this out. I think that goes a long way in, in being able to work together, and then not just being like a captain of a team and no, this is what we're gonna do, because I say so type thing. But
Yeah.
so as far as as far as all the years of you loving horror and the things that you've seen, and some of the wild aspects that some of these stories can take us, how does Teratoma come apart? Come about? How what is the initial inspiration for this idea?
I love body horror. I'm a huge fan of body horror. I love all the Cronenberg stuff. I'm really into it. And like 4 years ago, I became like a really huge hypochondriac. So I think that I'm dying all the time. So yeah, I just start to get obsessed with all this venereal disease. A lot of research, a lot of things. They came to my mind. So I was having a dinner with a friend like 2 years ago in summer, and we started to talk about the problems that we have to build a family here. To become with my girlfriend, just have children, because it's a tough situation. It's not too much work. It's not people of my age normally don't have childs anymore, so that situation started to make me think like, okay, maybe we can work with the idea of a child being like a disease. There's something that is gonna kill your dreams or your lifestyle and anything like that. And it works really well with the idea of having a venereal disease, with a child. And I start to write the script, man. But the huge part was I became a massive hypochondriac, and I was scared of everything. And after that, I just have to these crazy nightmares on just having sex, having a child, and my life is completely messed up, and it's ended up in Teratoma.
I mean, there was certainly, there's certainly those undertones of like that being, not completely direct, but that being something where it's like the disease of a child, or the disease of having that, and then kind of taking away certain aspects of what life was as opposed to what it's going to become. And I have to say, I mean, for something being just under, I believe it's 9 minutes, 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 9 minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes.
This is the raw and brutality at certain moments of it. Where does it come to mind as far as shooting? It's something that's very the feeling of just closing in, and the feeling of it being just this very small blip in time, but very important. How do you come to choosing a location for shooting this?
At the beginning, I want to shoot the short film in like a shitty room of a motel or something like that, but I don't have money, and the producer don't have money too, so we decided to shoot it in my place, because it was more easy for me to practice with the actors, to practice with the technical guys, with the DP and all the other guys. Like I say a lot of times, I'm a really, really lucky guy. And my art department was Lorena and Javi are really talented people, and they make this place look like a motel. And like I told you in the other question, I was thinking about not only the idea of the disease, killing the body, like the living room, the place that the guys stay, like just being completely fucked up, because this birth is gonna kill everything. So we start to practice with open shots, like open shot, and go to the closest shots with they having sex, to show the intimacy between the two actors. When the disease start to fuck up the guys, it's like open shots when you can see the rest of the room being completely fucked up. and I don't know, man, it was like I think don't have the money to do the way that we want, help us to achieve the look that the short film have now, that I'm agree with you, man, and thanks a lot. That it looks like really claustrophobic and nasty piece of garbage. I'm really proud of that.
Okay. Yeah, claustrophobic was really, I mean, that was like the term that I was looking for there. And that's it's just something with the whole feel of the room. And but I mean, it's cool. That's it's awesome too, as far as for it being shot at your place. Having something where you kind of look back and at years down the road, you look back and it's like, yeah, this is my spot that I kind of recreated and reimagined here. What about the practical effects you have? Some of the the body horror there. You have moments where he looks down,
Yeah.
and gross pimples on his wrist. How do you come to making those come to life?
It was like I have to give all the credit to the girl that make the makeup effects. It's called Cruz. I have here the belly. You can see, the belly that we use.
Right.
Because it's glue in the stomachs of the leaf factories. This is like because we make two bellies, one when when she came into the room and he's like, okay, he has something here, and this is the belly when he stabbed, the baby's like papa, in a moment. So I don't know how she make it, but I was like, I meet this girl in the place that we were studying like 2 years ago, and I just call her and I say, okay, Cruz, I have this idea, we can do this, and she said yes. And I asked, is expensive? And she told me, no, don't worry. I say, okay. And she make it. And it looks really amazing. It was a little bit tough for the actress to act with all the glue, the belly, and all the cables with blood and stuff like that. But, but for me, it was so easy. Everyone knows how the things work, and they make it really easy for me, man. And I don't know how she did the blisters, but everything looks so real that I was when we were shooting, I was thinking, okay, man, maybe this works. It looks super cool.
It's gross, absolutely. And it was something too where like typically I feel like when you see pimples or you see blisters, you see something like that, it's like a overly kind of splattery effect, or you're gonna have juice all over there. And it was he like starts pinching it, and it's almost like disintegrating in his hands. I'm like, oh god. Absolutely some really gross stuff in there for sure. with,
Yeah, man.
with that in mind, and kind of touching on that, what comes to mind to some scenes in movies, or one or two in horror movies that you love that just forever have stuck with you, whether they were gross or it was something that scared you as a young man? What comes to mind as far as that?
I have to go with the sequence in The Fly. When Jeff Goldblum is like the fly now, and she starts to throw up in the hand of the guy, and the hand start to melt in the hand, and it was so nasty now. And I watched that when I was like I told you, like 8, 9 years old, with my two sisters and an old friend, and was like, okay, my dad is completely insane, man. He's putting out this movie for us. So I love that stuff, man. And when the guy do the blister in Teratoma, I was looking for something like that. I love when I go to the festivals and I just sit down with the audience to watch the short film, and when the actor goes like this, all the people goes, I just felt, it's music from my heart, man. It's one of the best feelings that I experienced.
Oh my god! I was, I mean, not physically in that crowd, but I was right there with them too, as well, with that that moment, Lucia's anguish, and just what she was really putting forward it to, and looking into her story, and just the effect of working in local theater and working in theater in general, and then her approach on this, with the actors and actresses, what were some aspects maybe that you didn't have pen to paper, that really they just brought themselves and shone through on Teratoma?
Yeah, well, I was both of them were amazing. They just put his heart on the project. I was a little bit scared at the beginning because I have to ask for the actors to be naked, do these sex scenes that sometimes can be a little bit tough, and I understand because you expose a lot of yourself in from the camera. But both of them, they really trust me. They really believe in what we're doing, and they help me a lot to understand how the disease is gonna make them move in the sequence, because I have like this kind of robotic idea, to work with the actors, and it's okay. You have to go here and here, but in practice they just start to let the infection, like make them move around the place, and it was amazing, man. I have to change a couple of shots because like, okay, we're gonna follow the guy because he's making this so fucking real, and we have to trust him, her guts, because he's doing for her guts, man. And yeah, I have to give them a lot of credit because it was not easy. They have like that sex sequence, and they have to act with all this stuff in her body. They just know it's like it's not easy, and it was February. It was freaking cold, and they give everything for the project. And I learned a lot about how to work and how to play with actors, and have to let the actors sometimes have to take the control of the scene, man, and have just to sit down and watch what happened, and just after that you have to decide on what is maybe sometimes not working, other things are working, but yeah, I learned a lot about how to communicate, to work, and to yeah, and to trust in the actors, man. It was a really good process.
Beautiful. I love it. And it is something that, even something like that, when you look into, just being a consumer or being somebody just watching something, and then you think of a moment like intimate scene like that, where a lot of different things kind of go into emotion. A lot of things go into, however you're going to prepare for being on screen, whether you're nude or clothed or however. Yeah, so I mean, it is absolutely, it's interesting and cool to hear, the behind the scenes of just, prep that goes into those things, and making somebody feel, more comfortable, and try to work with them on that, and keeping everything professional. So I love that. That's awesome. What do you have? What do you have next? I hate, kind of pushing into the future and, where things are going to go. But do you have anything that you've started working on that you've kind of developed since having Teratoma out there, or is the focus still getting this out to the masses there?
Yeah, I have like a couple of projects now. I'm working in something with Christian. I want to say hi to Christian, Christian
Ah,
Cambaccini, the amazing Italian director. They just put us in touch, man. And we are working in something because I really love now. It's like something weird growing up in Europe with gore and body horror. So it's like a good time to do something from European fans, and do some crazy shit, man. And I have like a couple of three. I really want to. I want to continue with the body horror. I really love to do like a trilogy of short films of disease, because I'm really into that Cronenberg stuff. But if I'm honest with you, man, I really want to make. I'm finished the script now. I want to make a slasher short film. I want to make
oh
something
man.
fun, yeah, something just brutal, just some sequence with one girl, one psycho killer, and just have so much fun, like Wes Craven vibe and things like that. So I'm working on that now, and I have
Oh,
like two plays in theater now that we are
oh wow.
doing now. Yeah, yeah. In one of that plays, I was acting. It was my debut in like an actor in theater, and it was really fun, man. But if I'm totally honest with you, I cross my fingers, because in January, February, I want to shoot some slasher shit, man, and have fun.
Awesome. So cool. I love, and even mentioning something like that, where, people might look at like the slasher genre. A movie like, have you seen Freaky? Do you know what that is with man, what's that guy's name? Vince Vaughn. Have you seen that movie? Came out, I think,
What,
a year or two ago. It's called Freaky.
no, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch
So
it.
so so it's kind of a play on the old idea of Freaky Friday, where two people swap bodies.
Ah, yeah. I did not see it, but I know that movie. I know that movie. Yeah.
Okay. And it may be under like a different title or something. If you get the opportunity, it's a slasher, and we had watched it as a family last night. It's absolutely hilarious. But,
Okay.
there's a lot of, for anybody that says that slashers are kind of done, or that you can't really do anything further with them. It is such a great subgenre and so much fun that you can have, such a good time with. I love hearing that. Anybody ever mentions slashers, and that's like big thumbs up. And if you get the opportunity, watch that movie. That movie is great. I absolutely loved it for something newer and original.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it, man. I think, and I'm with you on that, man. I think if you ask like the 90% of people, they love horror, they've been involved in horror for the slasher, man. Because the slashers, it's such a fun way to do to you know, it's just, this is like, this is maybe some stupid shit, man. But you know, you sit down in the sofa, you start to watch like Friday the Third Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, and it's like, okay, I want to see this guy just killing people. I don't care about the plot. I don't care about how the characters been involved together. I just want shitty dialogues and just people dying in coolest ways. this is the stuff that I want, and it's so much fun. I think it's healthy, man. It's really healthy.
It is funny, and you know, it's like one of these things where my wife, for instance, she likes to watch, you know, like reality or Keeping Up with the Kardashians or something, you know, where it's just, you can kind of come home and just, you know, relax from work. You don't have to really be overly involved in it. And I've always told her, I'm like, that's what horror almost always is with, you know, just something silly like a Friday the 13th, you know, sequel or something, you know, where it's just to kind of pop it on and have a little fun, you know, with some silliness and, you know, maybe a cool gag or two, you know, nothing overly. I love that. You know, and from as far as some of your favorites, if you got to do a sequel or you know, I'll even scratch that. With all the remakes and the reboots that are done nowadays of movies that really don't need to be redone, what is something that comes to mind as far as a movie that you think had a good idea but wasn't executed all that well, and you would love to try and take on yourself?
Okay, with some kind of remake or something like that. Okay.
So maybe a movie that you saw when you were younger, and you're like, man, this movie had a cool idea, but the movie sucked.
Okay.
As opposed to remaking it, or as opposed to remaking The Thing, you know, something like that.
Okay, this is tough. It's a tough question, man. It's a really tough question, because I think that here in Spain we have like in the end of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, we have like this called fantaterror. It's like this Spanish horror, and we have like some cool movies, but other movies that it was like, okay, maybe you have like, this is a good idea, but it's not, like you say, it's not working well. And it's a movie that I really like it, but I think the movie is really boring. It's like I don't know how it calls in English, man. In Spanish, the El Buque Maldito is like the cruise ship. You know, it's like some people in a boat in the middle of the ocean, and it's like zombies, religious Templarios zombies, you know, is killing people. And I think it's a really fun idea, but the movie is kind of boring. So I really want to work on that again, man. You know, bring back the Spanish classic horror to the big screen. It would be fun, man. And it's like I don't know, this movie with, I think it was Wes Craven. They make the movie with werewolves with Christina Ricci and the guy. Yeah, of course. It's a good idea, but maybe the movie, I love Wes Craven, but the movie is kind of okay. We can do this better.
Totally. I absolutely agree. I feel like the movie on the ship, was it an American movie or was that a Spanish movie that you're talking about?
It's a Spanish movie, yeah. I think it's for the I think it's for the 80s. I think it's the 80s. It's like is this director is called Armando Dosorio. They make like 4 movies about zombies, and it's like zombies. I don't know how to translate here this to English, man. Like Templarios, these people they're fighting, you know, with the Crusades and all this holy Bible stuff, and they became so it's like 4 movies. They have the first movies is amazing movies. It's like the attack of the dead without eyes. Is the second movie. It's an amazing movie. It's super cool movie. I think it's one of the best Spanish horror movies ever. And the first movie is the Blind Night. It's a cool movie too, man. It was all these people that work in this classic Spanish horror movie is amazing people. Jesus Franco did like 2,050 movies, something like that. You know, some crazy people, really good stuff, and I think we have to bring back again to the big screen.
Totally. You know, and honestly, I mean, aside from liking to collect horror movies and different things, I have loved the opportunities of being able to do these interviews just for things like that, where places on the other side of the world that I can talk to and communicate with people, and things that maybe I've never heard of, or things that I can share with yourself or someone else, as far as yeah, that are days away. I absolutely love it, and it's been such a cool experience. We'll have to touch base. I'll message you about those movies too, because I would like to see what they
Yeah,
are, maybe translation over here, because
yeah, yeah.
17,000
Okay.
doesn't get enough appreciation, and there's some cool boutique labels nowadays that do re-releases of movies and things too. So I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. And
Yeah, yeah,
Teratoma,
yeah.
absolutely loving that. What's next for that as far as on the travels? I've seen that you've just recently had some even newer festivals announced for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The last week was insane, man. I was thinking Teratoma journey is ending, and we have like five really massive selections in really cool festivals. So I think I'm gonna go at the end of October. I'm gonna make. Yeah, we've been here in a massive, in a cool Spanish festival that I'm so happy because I didn't make it to any of the coolest festivals in Spain. We've been rejected in all that, and it's fine for me. It's a lot of short films and it's a lot of good stuff there. So if you don't make it to a festival, it's not the end of the world. You have to keep going. But yes, it's the way it is. But we end in this festival. It's in the north of Spain. It's called Curtas, and it's going to be such a cool experience, man. I can't wait for that. And I really want to go to the States, man, because I've been in Canada like in April, but I've been in cool festivals in the States, man, but I've not been able to do the trip. And I have two festivals now in October in the States, and I'm gonna try to make, man, to one of them because I want to live, the experience of go to my first trip to the States and just to watch my work in a big screen. It's going to be cool, man. So I really want to try. We make it to the Nightmare. I think it's in Columbus, in Ohio,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and
Yeah.
another in St. George in Utah, the Horror Fest. There are two big festivals, and I really want to. I want to try, man. I don't know if I can make it, but it's like a little bit, like a small dream that I want to achieve, man. So
That's awesome.
I'm gonna try.
And having those things, keeping those things in mind as far as, even if it's a small goal, if it's something even bigger, and just kind of working at achieving those things day by day. I mean, that's all we can do, and a beautiful thing. And I know Christian
Yeah,
was just over here at that. I ended up having to work, and I couldn't catch him, but I think he was either in Indiana or Ohio, right underneath me. I'm in Michigan. And I
okay.
saw he was over there on a post, and I said, "Damn it, I can't believe I missed that." For sure, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to catch him, man.
yeah, no, but because that's the cool thing, man, about the States is you have like a million cool festival of horror festival, man. It's so cool, and it's just massive events with a lot of people, and it's like the promised land, for horror for horror fans because I want to give myself the chance to enjoy, like a massive
Yeah,
horror event with different fans. Just go there and watch movie. No, not going last. Okay, I'm a filmmaker. I'm here to watch my short film. No, 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 no. I want to sit down with the audience, just watch a bunch of movies, just enjoy and have fun with the people. And I think that's the cool thing about the festivals. Like 3 weeks, no, 2 weeks ago, I think I was in a kind of small film festival here in Spain, but it was so much fun because the guys was it's like this punk vibe, the do-it-yourself man. Come here, we're gonna grab some beers, we're gonna watch some crazy fucking movies, we wanna talk about movies, we wanna have some fun, and it was like um, an amazing experience. It's hard to explain with words because I've never seen a film festival just crazy like that, man. It was like a big party and that's that's the cool thing. You have the chance to sit down with other people, watch your work, meet different people, um, and just feel like you be part of a big community, like it's the horror community. I think for me is the best community, because the fans of horror, you know, is like we are like these crazy fun people that we can share, you know, with the other guys. It's not like this competition against filmmakers. You know, you can feel the complicity and the people. Just Christian, for example, it's a guy that I just met in my first film festival that I attended in person. We just met there like a year ago, and it's not like you're competing with the rest of the guys. It's like, oh, you have to work with them. You have to learn from them, and it's such a healthy place, man, to be as a filmmaker. That I'm really happy. I'm really happy.
And a cool opportunity too, as far as being able to, you know, kind of like a networking thing too, you know, as far as being able to stop and speak with somebody, or just being able to reach out and, hey, I have this, you know, this company that maybe I'm starting to do producing, or I'm starting to do such and such, you know, but overall, just a cool thing, you know, for myself, even being a fan and being able to speak with somebody, or being able to get in contact with somebody and just say, thank you. You know, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, and I appreciate that. And, you know, having that too, or even just different festival, or not festivals, but having like the not festivals, so to speak, as far as seeing the movies, but having, you know, actors and actresses and filmmakers, like the cons. There you go. That's the term I'm trying to think of. You know, the Comic-Cons or horror conventions. Even those types of things, you know, just the opportunities of being able to see some of the people that you've loved and enjoyed for all these years. You know, what a cool experience. You as far as for Teratoma, you have 5 dates set out then, as far as fest that is going to be going still.
Yeah, we made it to a couple of more festivals. In Brazil, we have like 2 now. We have other one in Costa Rica. We made it to a big one in Australia, but I'm not going to be able to make it because it's a really long trip, and it's not possible. But yeah, I'm happy, man, because you know, I have this experience of a year ago when we started this distribution, you know, from the festival circuit, and we've been rejected everywhere. Everywhere I was thinking, okay, man, this is not working. This is not going to work. And now, if I look back, it's like, man, you have to take things easier, and you have to enjoy every selection because you never know. Maybe I shoot something with more money and more, I don't know, more stuff, and then I can do the things that I really want and I have in my head. And the short film didn't work and didn't end in any festival because it's so much good stuff there, man. I'm the coolest thing for me to be in the circuit was to be able to go to a couple of festivals and watch what the people are doing now. And I think I'm as a fan, I'm so freaking happy, man, because good shit is coming, man. It's really good filmmakers, really creative people, and with really twisted and nasty and dark heads, man. Because I saw some crazy shit, and I think something really good is coming for horror, man. Because I um, I have to admit that as a fan, I really enjoy the new Halloweens. I really enjoy the new Scream and that kind of movies. But I think there is time to start to build new icons, build new cool characters in the horror scene. And I'm so happy, man, because I'm totally sure that some crazy good stuff is coming now, man. I saw a lot of good stuff, man. Mostly in short films. I think there is like a new wave of filmmakers doing crazy short films that it works really cool in anthologies, you know, because it's like, okay, this short film goes well with this short film, and it's like I think it's like a new massive era of horror, man. Something,
Yeah.
some cool shit is coming.
No, in touching on that too, I guess it was something for the longest where I wasn't even aware, of how many people's involvement there was as far as having shorts out there first and foremost before they got things out to, a big, major like motion picture. And some of the things that I'm seeing now, Teratoma, Christian short that
Yeah,
he sent. Some of
Asian,
the
man.
things I'm seeing that are just short, it's unbelievable the amount of detail, work, amazing acting, scoring, graphics, effects that are involved in these things that are just absolutely so sick. So, like you mentioned too, as far as with how many different people are doing out there, I have to include yourself in that too for seeing what's going to be coming next, and it's so exciting, man, and it's awesome too. I was a little bit behind the game up until the last probably 5 or 6 years, and I'm seeing some of the things that are coming out. I'm like, man, I cannot wait. I don't like relishing on what's coming beyond just to take away from the appreciating what you have right now. But it's exciting to see what's to come for sure. And I'm
Yeah,
completely with
yeah,
you.
yeah,
What
yeah,
what have
yeah,
ha- what have been some original movies that you've seen in the last couple of years that have impressed you? Aside from you mentioned like Halloween and Scream, has there been anything that wasn't off of like a remake or wasn't off of like an already franchise that you favored recently?
yeah, definitely, man. I have to go with any doubt with X of Ty West. It was, man, uh, yeah. I saw it, man. This is like it was like I don't know, man. I just sit down in the theater. It was like okay, and the movie is done, and it's like this is this is the way, this is the way to do things now because the movie was fun, was scary. He have good dose of gore. He have good performance, a really clever, uh, in my opinion, a really clever script. So I just really enjoyed that movie, man, and I can't wait to watch Pearl because it looks amazing, and I think that movie show us that horror can go beyond the icons like Jason, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger. I love those guys, and I can't wait to watch Scream, the new Scream, because I'm a huge fan of Scream. But it's like okay, man, we can do some crazy shit. I love Black Phone too. I was found the Black Phone
Yeah.
was yeah an amazing and cool experience because I go to theater with no expectations. It was like okay, it's Wednesday, the movie is theater are cheaper today. Go to watch a movie and just sit down there. It was like okay, man, it looks like a good Stephen King adaptation of the 80s. So it was like a good movie too. But I think X for me that movie hit me hard, man. It was such a good movie, man.
And I think something funny too with Ty West is that when something like X comes out and it ends up being a massive hit, it still feels like it's a win for the underdogs. Like it feels like it's a major win for the small guys. Out of like, yeah, I love and appreciate Halloween coming out and this was some fun and different things, but something original coming out. And he's done. What was the House of House of the Devil, and
Yeah,
he's done the Sacrament. He's done more or less enough to impress an audience and kind of be on a bigger spectrum. But something coming out like this, I was completely impressed with it, and I love the fact that stuff like that is coming out, and it's getting the draw and the attention that it is.
yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah,
very
but
very
that's the thing, man. I think it's like because the guys that are making the new screen, they make Ready or Not. There is another cool
yeah
movie, really fun, really clever, with Samara Webbing making an amazing performance in that movie. So it's good stuff there, Um, but sometimes your work cannot be able to expose to the big audience, because you have to fight against big monsters. Like if you want to try to put your movie in the theaters against Michael Myers, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. There's no way you're gonna make it. Yeah, it's no
Yeah.
way, and that's the problem, man. Because I love the new Halloween, I love the new Scream, but if I'm honest, I think those movies are not necessary, because Michael Myers do his own path, Ghostface the same thing. Okay, I enjoy it. I go to theaters like a big fan, and I can cry of emotion. But as a filmmaker, it's kind of tricky, because it's not easy to develop like a new idea, new characters, new horror icons. And I think it's a good moment to bring some cool psycho killers to the horror scene. And that's the thing that I was a little bit sad. But after So X, it's like, okay, some cool things are coming.
I agree. With that movie, something else comes to mind too. Have you heard of the movie Barbarian?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
came
yeah, yeah, yeah.
out last month. So it kind of feels like there's a little bit of this transition, to where people, at least I've been noticing on Instagram here, people posting about movies and going to the theaters and mentioning, I didn't watch anything about it. I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't read what it was about. I went in blindly. I've heard people say that about the Black Phone with X, and now Barbarian as well. And I think it's kind of going, like, not to everybody, but back to kind of this idea of earlier video stores where you go and you pick
Yeah,
something up, you look at the cover, maybe turn it around, it's like, oh, this
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like something a little interesting, and not going too far into it.
Yeah, I'm totally agree, man. Because I'm so sad about the young people. They don't have the experience, that Friday afternoon when you finish class and you go to the video club and you see those crazy movies. I rent Holocaust Cannibal. The Italian movie
Oh,
with the.
oh yeah.
I just saw the frame of the cover of the VHS. It's like, okay, mom, I have to rent this because this is completely insane. I don't know. I don't know what the movie is about. I don't know if maybe it's a shitty movie, but I have to see that.
Yeah.
And I think that teach ourselves, have to watch movies, because I'm against trailers. I prefer not to watch the trailers, because now they make the trailers and they tell you the whole movie. I watched the trailer of Black Phone before I watched the movie. And I was watching the movie. I was thinking, damn, man, they told me the whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
What is that possible, man? So, yeah, I think the horror fans, they want new blood, because we want new blood. And I did not watch Barbarian. I heard about the movie. I really want to watch that movie. Uh, but the fact that thing, man, is some of that movies did not make it to Spain.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, I miss a lot of movies, man. I have the chance when I was in Canada in the film festival, I'd be able to watch The Watcher, and I really loved that movie. It was a really really cool movie, but it's a sadder movie, and in Spain it's not sadder. That kind of movies don't came to the theaters here, so we are a little bit fucked up in that way, man, because we are not able to watch that. Yeah, yeah, it's the cool stuff, man. And I was talking with a guy in the festival here in Spain. He's working in a theater, so he watched a lot of good stuff. And
Hmm.
I was saying the guy, you have to call me when you watch the movies. When the people send you the movies, just call me, because I cannot watch movies
Oh,
anywhere. So that's the fucked up thing, man. But I have to find a way to watch that kind of movies, man. But
and oddly enough, as far as being over in the States, one thing I have to say, that's a frustration I think on our end is some of the releases that the UK, that Spain, Germany, Europe in general get, the media books, the collectible, different figurines. some of the stuff that you guys have over there, I tell you, there's been quite a few times I've had to bite the bullet and pay the whatever, how much the
Yeah,
shipping is just to get over here. But that's the one thing I'm always so jealous about, especially with like horror stuff is the effect of some of the cool collectibles that you guys have, or some of the beautiful detail that goes into releases for movies.
yeah.
That's always something that I'm like, man, I'm glad that we have the movie over here. But if I had the opportunity to not spend $150 for that release, that would be awesome.
Yeah, 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 man. Yeah. That's the coolest. I have to. I start to because I am like a huge collectionist of of movies. I have to buy the DVD and everything because I need to have the movies that I like physically with me. But I found myself just buying this a lot of movies in German. I don't know what happened with German people, man, but they have the best, the best stuff because some crazy Spanish movie we don't have the DVD here, but the German people just edit the whole movie and you can buy that. So it's some crazy shit, man. I don't
Oh
understand
no.
sometimes. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm happy they I can buy from these German friendly people the movies that I love, but it's crazy than Spain. It's like one movie is like the Resident is like this Spanish director is called Narciso Ibáñez Señador. Is the guy who direct Who Can Kill a Child. I don't know if you watched that movie.
Oh yeah.
It,
Okay.
it's an amazing movie. He only have two movies. The first movie you have to buy in German because in Spain it's no way that you can find them. And it's two really good horror movies. It's like this gothic horror 70s style, that is a big mansion with a lot of girls in a fraternity. So fucking scary movie, man. But you cannot buy it here in Spain, and that's quite sad because I think we don't take care about her own stuff, man. I think Spain is a country they don't feel proud about horror, and Spain in the 70s and the 80s, as Italy, they made such a good horror movies. But now, man, it's like they feel shame, man. And when you want to do horror, it's like, oh no, but horror is not movies. Horror is not fuck that. It's sad, but it's the truth, man. If I have to I don't know, man. If I want to make something here in Spain, it's difficult to shoot something. Shoot something is difficult, but if you want to shoot something that is genre, movies like horror or action or maybe a dark thriller, it's almost impossible. And you have to pay everything because nobody's gonna give you a hand because they don't want to do that kind of stuff. I don't know why, but they don't want it.
Well, I hope that road starts turning around, man, and I hope that you're one of the ones over there that that leads that way, because it's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing, and for the tradition for all the years that the country has had for some of the
yeah, yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
stuff that horror and film has. We love it, and we love the continued the continued awesome stuff that you were doing, and and keep it up for sure. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
The cool thing is
saying.
we're gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it, and the other guys are going to do her stuff, man, because it's a cool underground scene now here in Europe. That I'm really thrilled about being involved with a couple of these guys, and sometimes consider myself, in that amount of new filmmakers of the horror scene. And I think some cool shit is coming, but I don't know when the shit is coming, but we're gonna do it anyway, man. It's like you said before. It's like the underdogs. We have to stick together, man, and we have to fight for our dreams, man. So we're gonna keep going. That's
I love
definitely.
it. I love it. All right, man. Donald, this has been absolutely awesome. I really, really appreciate it. We're gonna keep in touch. I'm gonna be going back
Yeah,
and forth. We're gonna share some movies, from my way to your way and vice versa. This has been absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to see what's next. And for anybody that's going to these festivals, please check out Teratoma. You're not going to regret it, or maybe you will, but in the best way that a horror fan can regret watching something.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I
man.
want to say hi to Christian, man. He's writing now in the chat. He's say he made it. So that's the guy, man. Christian Cambaccini, escalation, he's killing it. He's killing it. And yeah, man, thank you so much for having me here, for letting me the opportunity to talk, because I love to talk about horror movies, man. Sorry for my shit English. I hope not saying something weird or something like that.
Don't apologize, man. I appreciate you being you. I appreciate the opportunity and your time. This is awesome, and I imagine this is going to be the last time we're going to talk, man. So we'll probably have you on
Yeah,
next
yeah,
year
yeah. Sure, man.
after film.
I cross my fingers, man. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Anything you wanted, I'm here, man. So I really
Awesome,
appreciate
awesome.
that.
All right, man. You take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a good one. Thank you very much once again.
Next time. Bye.
He's a lo-fi horror guy. Yeah, he's kind of a guy, but he is so lo-fi, lo-fi a horror guy. Yeah. Lo-fi horror guy has been recorded in front of a live studio audience.